All right, we're gonna be watching the FaZe LAT match. I actually didn't watch this in full yet, so I'm gonna watch it now. Rafe, you go. Hey, chat. To get this out of the way, I'm not talking about any of that stuff. That's not for me to talk about right now. So, if you're trying to ask questions, don't expect responses.
These guys aren't on Cloud9. Cloud9 are on Twitter. In we go to map number 1. And this should be an absolute...
All right, so yeah, I haven't watched this yet actually, so I want to just go in depth with it. Because I think LAT is playing some really good Call of Duty right now. Let me get my pen out real quick. Yeah, chat, again, I mean, I'm going to have to pin this shit because I know a bunch of you are going to be asking. Okay. This pen should work now. Does it? Does it? Alright, we're good. Wait, why does the quality kind of look horrible? Is that just my screen? Give me 1 second. Oh, actually, I can go to 1440p low key. Hey, PD, appreciate the sub, man. Thank you. Thank you for the 6 months. Yeah, again, chat, we're not going into it, and we're not talking about anything today. That's not my stuff to talk about. We're gonna try and stay focused. I'm just pinning this so everyone can fucking tell, bro. Can I pin it? There we go. What's good, everyone, though? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Oh yeah, the first thing I did want to talk about is here, let me talk about the vetoes real quick. So first weekend is always really weird with vetoes. When do they not show here? First weekend's always really weird with vetoes because obviously you don't know what the other teams like, and you're kind of just basing everything off of what you like. And the biggest thing for me was obviously Team B. So Team B this weekend, and I guess you'll probably see next weekend as well, is just meta right now. Just because Team B gets map 2, map 3, and map 4 pick. Because technically, since there's only 2 controls, then you just pick the control. Which in my opinion is kind of weird. I always thought it would just be Team A just picks the control, but whatever. That's how it is this year. So I'm pretty sure every team that had the choice, we lost both coin flips, so we were Team A both matches. But every team that played chose Team B and chose Vault. So this is a really big thing. So I personally was thinking that a lot of teams that, you know, maybe were like mid-pack or lower teams were going to pick something like Protocol just as like a kind of just flip the switch, maybe just, you know, take the gamble on it and not play anyone on a straight up map like Vault. Because we talked about Vault versus Protocol, and obviously Vault is just super straight up, you know, where you're kind of getting into offense defense wise. Protocol on the other hand is a little bit different, where you lose the break off, you could be in a spawn trap. If you win the break off, you could be in a spawn trap. Like it's very, very reactionary to how kills go down like instantly. Like Vault, you might have to get like 2 waves before you can get a full on demon spawn trap. Protocol, it can literally be like 1.5 sometimes. So I don't think teams wanted to square up with that. So that's why you saw, what was it, 12 Vault controls. And I don't know, that I expect at least this weekend we're going to see Protocol, like one of the teams maybe that are 0-2 in Vault control, we'll see it. But for the most part, that was kind of the meta for the first weekend, but I definitely expect at least some Protocols next weekend. But just for people who are trying to, like, you know, try something new. No, I do not know what maps are going to be replacing or getting replaced for Hasi.
Fun little jacuzzi here, and it's a nice trade there. Brilliant work out of both teams to get there quick and fast. Cell not hot enough on the gun as Envoy. Dylan had fast. Cell not hot enough on the gun as Envoy.
Look at where number 4 spawns here. So this is technically just, I'm pretty sure LAT just basically kind of blocking everything at this point. So this is just like the super emergency. But technically, you wouldn't really expect this to happen usually if you're set up like this. But because, I don't know, I guess number 6 is blocking both like the dirt spawn and the mid spawn. Like these guys are blocking the close spawn. He was blocking like the close back spawn. There's nothing else. I mean, I guess they could spawn even deeper, but again, number 6 was probably in the ideal scenario to block pretty much everything on this side. So they actually spawn him right behind here, which is actually insane, kind of.
Absolutely peace in 7-1.
Yeah, Hydra is baiting for Envoy for absolutely.
The only thing about this though, chat, is even though you spawn back here, sometimes obviously the team will get a side spawn like here, so you basically have to get another wave, and especially if they don't have mid control like this guy can make plays like this while you guys are trying to hit the back or while you're trying to hit short. So it is still something you can hold from the front easily. Like look at number 6. Number 6 is just being a very bad nuisance here. But once LAT starts pressuring the back spawn, that's when FaZe gets the front spawn. And that's where it kind of gets weird for LAT, because now they're spawning, or they have to deal with both sides of the map. They have to deal with both the back, like these people, and this person who's still getting lost, and someone who they spawned out, because they're now blocking the back spawn here and not blocking the front spawn.
He does not last long. Selling him as a pixel, but that is all he needed.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kill. Aim through the front. It is a long.
So what this ends up happening is this ends up turning really bad for LAT, because they kind of just trap themselves in the back with these guys spawning out here. These guys win a gunfight and now are at the side door. This other guy got lost through ammo, and now can they all know they're spawning the back and can kind of trap them the other way instantly, just like that. So FaZe actually played that pretty well. They know they're still spawning back P2. This is easy. Number 3 holding the shortcut. Number 2 is going to pick that up. He's going to help the hill now. They're just spawning too close, so you kind of just get overrun. I don't know if there's anything FaZe could have done here. Let me see. I mean, I guess if Cell gets one before getting, killed like that, I don't know. Not much else. Yeah, I mean, LAT just triple bangs it out. They take too many angles on the hill, and then FaZe can't really recover from it. This game had the best spawn logic since CW? Yeah, I would say so, probably. Yeah. Hey, what's good, Yixie? How's it going?
Celia made some monster plays to go and break that hill, but they just get broken down in the end. But if we're thinking long term,
so LAT tries to break from the vault door. You see a lot of this type of route, especially if you have old P2, going through the pool, through the vault, into the vault door, try and getting a pick on either, a guy playing the outer trips or playing the vault car, or even playing somewhere like grass over here. The thing with this though is, because of the routes that these guys are taking, they open this back spawn up. So now again, same type of thing we were talking about before. You now have to deal with both sides of the map, especially if you don't get this kill on this guy holding the vault door. And that could be really difficult for the P3. So Draws gets one, gets away for a little bit. But the thing is, they don't realize that everyone had taken these type of like middle vault routes. They're kind of looking for other people either taking deeper ones like number 2 over here, or taking closer ones like number 4 here. So they all kind of just hit through the middle. And LAT gets like 2 free kills for that. I think personally, this hill is just all like middle control. Like obviously you do want to keep the spawns for the P4, but middle is so big on, like, if it's not even really hard to tell. Like you just see people who win the gunfights middle end up holding the control of the hill. Hey Yixie, appreciate the 5 gifted. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate it. Would you say P4 is the best money in the game? I would say P4 Rewind is the best money hill right now, at least in my eyes. I think P4 Rewind just overtakes P4 Vault. But I would like to see what it is in matches, because it definitely does play differently in matches. But I think P4 Rewind might be a little bit harder to break with how teams play it. But we'll see. That's just based on like scrim stuff, so I want to see how it does in matches.
The red arrows on the minimap now, making their way through the front side. A bit of a pinch. This could work out for them. Now, Thieves fan. The red arrows on the minimap now, making their way.
So the thing with, again, middle control, you know, they get this one kill, but they double it up. Since they double up and now they're pressuring on this outside part of the P3, they're getting past like the halfway line. They're starting to pressure this R spawn. Number 2 starts spawning out. Number 4 starts spawning out. They win the kills. Again, if you have this middle control, you're constantly going to get opportunities to flip. So just because you don't have P4 spawns at the start, Jesus, voice crack. Just because you don't have P4 spawns at the start of the hill isn't the end of the world. As long as you like are holding middle and holding hill, like you're going to get opportunities to break, in my opinion. So, you know, whether it's winning the gunfights, you know, through mid and then pushing through, or just holding time and then eventually they start scamming or something like that because they realize, you know, they're not on hill, they're actually not doing anything, just holding the spawn. The pressure that you can put on is really important.
They put draws to bed, filling for holes, and now a bit of a pinch through the middle. It's going to be a Beezy making his way through P1, but that's going to be an awkward fight to deal with Hydra now here, and Hydra in your gills. Okay,
see, Abizi wins the gunfight mid. They're still holding time. Number 1's going to try and take some sort of cat route. Big on LAT to pick up the right over here. Envoy picks it up. Good job. That's 3 down. They know last guy alive is mid. Dan's picking up the left side for anyone pushing through P3 towards the end of the old. No one's on time yet, which is important. This is huge. This is actually massive. The biggest thing that I would say like is a mistake for some teams, and I sometimes even see this shit in rank play. You are so worried about getting kills for your P4 and for the spawns for P4 that you end up not having someone on hill, and it directly fucks you over, especially if one guy can get a kill on someone who might be trying to walk back to get time. If you don't have someone on time at the beginning of this hill, it can get really fucking annoying. Like look, so like white time, he spawns low art. He realizes number 6, this is Paco, he realizes he has to get the time. It's either going to be him or number 7. And number 7's pushed out front, so he's probably like, you know, Paco, you got to get time. Only thing here is though, number 3 has this cross. And at this point, you can't get the time. He has your cross. So they're like, oh shit, they're scamming. They're not even on a hill. We just killed the guy crossing. Now they even get blessed with the back spawn here because the time is white and because LAT isn't backed up. You see what I'm saying? So Draza gets a free back spawn. Envoy doesn't even know. There's no way for him to know. Unless, you know, these number 6 and number 8 spawns out here. That's when they know that someone's probably in the back. But they do a good job like getting kills on the other side of the map that it probably isn't going to matter. It still is a super fucky situation from the get-go, if that makes sense. How are you giving this out info for free? Is this basics for pro? Is this basics? If you don't think LAT know the stuff that I'm talking about, I don't know. They're playing hardpoint very, very well. I'd be very surprised if this isn't some type of stuff they've already talked about. I guarantee you.
That's honest to God unbelievable. I want to hear the comms in that moment just to know if he got called out.
And again, once you stabilize here on this P4, again, like someone in the chat said, it's just an easy hold. You kind of can do whatever you want on the map, as long as you're just like continually funneling for one side. That's the problem here, though. I mean, I guess, you know, it is only 16 seconds left, but dying on the outskirts of both sides, you know, they're still going to spawn the back, so it's not that bad. But that's, you know, that's where it can kind of get sketchy. But, you know, they still spawn in the back, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Still finding that time. This phase certainly not out of this yet, but I mean, they're getting beat up pretty hard. Everyone across the board there in the red.
This is a big thing. Big thing for like rank play people too. Right here, you'll see one of the one of the FaZe guys spawn to the back because obviously LAT is giving it up. You know, no one's in the back here. They're just holding on time. They're starting to push into P1. So one of the FaZe guys is going to spawn the back if they get the timing to you know, spawn first, which they do. You'll see, who is it? Number 3. Number 3 spawns here. A big thing for rank play people is realizing what the fuck this spawn means. There's a lot of times where people are just in autopilot mode They get a spawn and they just keep running forward. Especially if you get a side door spawn like this. And this goes for this, you know, this hill. It goes for the P2 when you spawn over here. You spawn over here, that means someone's in the back. That means someone is over here. So guaranteed, it's not a mistake. You push up, you'll see number 7 and number 6 both look for this guy, potentially to try and spawn kill him. They don't know that he's gotten top art. I don't know if number 7 sees him right here. Regardless, this is an important tip for people just to not autopilot, just go forward just based on like spawning and trying to get to new. Because your spawn means something. Every time you spawn somewhere, it pretty much means something. Especially something like that.
Anybody there to get the hard point time is harder once again, roaming the map, finding kills all over the bloody places at 13 and 10. A lot of production there. It was harder once again for FaZe. Back to people. Everyone across the board there in the red. And the wrong kind of pretty hard. Everyone across the board there. Certainly not out of this yet. Voice of an angel as well. Still finding that time.
I actually fuck with this route by Dan. Like, I fuck with this route heavy.
This phase.
Because what he's going to do is, while the rest of his team tries pushing through Cat, through the right side, they're going to try and flip the spawns. He's going to go from the left side, because he was left side, as you see. He's going to go from the left side, through the vault door, into vault, try and kill someone on time, and make a distraction. If he can get this kill on time, that makes number 2 tweak, that makes number 3 tweak. Number 6 is already trying to make a play on this trade. They flip out. Now look at where these guys have to look. This is probably the biggest thing for the P1 on this map. Is there are so many entrances. If you don't know where they're coming, the chance of you like just guessing right is kind of hard sometimes. So you just have to play your one and hope they come that way, or adjust really quickly. But there's going to be something you have to give up pretty much every time. And so they get this kill here, you know, towards the cat room. Now they're going to break together from, you know, this ammo side. Number 1 gets killed by Paco here. He's expecting Paco to go back towards cat, and he actually instead takes like a cat room pinch. And LAT is able to break because they just collapsed on the last 2 guys on the hill. Look at how much, you know, number 3 is tweaking. They can't watch the cat. They can't watch the B connector and the lobby at the same time with just 2 of them. So they take their gamble. They end up not winning any of the gunfights. Now LAT holds. 4 down. And instantly off of number 1 spawn, Draws is trying to pinch and get them to new spawns. Big thing for number 7 over here is to try and look for this real quick until his next guy spawns up. Envoy sees Draza shooting. He's going to tell number 5 to play for it. Scrap actually loses a gunfight. But they're going to have another chance because they're still spawning ammo. And meanwhile, on the other side, Dan is doing a good job because he's pushed out towards the lobby and he's going to try and get freebies on this side. Again, this is like cross map type of stuff right here. Number 8 and number 7 right now are just focused on the P1 stuff. Number 5 and number 6 are just going to be off spawn, making sure that they try and kill Draza, trying to get to new. Draza gets 1, but again, they're still spawning ammo, and he's going to end up dying to number 6 here. So LAT is still holding. The trades are still happening P1. This guy, number 4, actually gets through towards Cat. They know he's Cat, but he actually pushes through, and he's going to flank here. Big read on number 5, but he isn't able to read it in time. Now he's going to go instantly for the spawn. So again, it's this weird scenario during this P1 where you're trying to fight for the P1 stuff, but you also have to worry about this stuff towards the left-hand side if you're holding from this side. So FaZe finally breaks in. They still know number 4 is hiding somewhere over here. So number 5 and number 8 are going to have to teamwork this. I even like how, I mean, number 8, you know, Dan is able to kill him before Scrap gets to him, but instead of even just splitting here, you'll see Scrap just corrects his route and ends up going with Dan just in case. Just in case Dan dies over here, he's there for an insta trade rather than like taking a different route, Cell, you know, kills Dan and then turns around, kills Scrap right away. But, you know, Dan's able to win the one-on-one anyways. FaZe is spawning out in Narnia, going into the P2. And this should be, you know, a pretty decent hold for LAT. This isn't, I mean, again, another hard hill to break, especially if you know where they're spawning.
This is painful.
So you have number 6 watching the pinch for the right side, and he's probably going to be taking timings with lobby 2. Number 5, short, helping him out, and can help towards the palm side if he needs to. Obviously, the guy on hill. And Envoy basically has all of your front. He's in a one and done spot, but all he's there for is to just get info if he dies. Hopefully get one and then get info on the rest of them so that these guys can adjust. So let's see how FaZe tries to break it. One guy goes to the pool. They're going through like actually vault over here. He gets one. Number 1 and who is this? I guess number 4 are going to try and trade him pool. Number 2 had taken a route. They were going to try and 3-1. This was FaZe's idea. They were going to try and have 2 guys hit over here, 1 guy here, 1 guy here. 3 front, 1 backside. You see a lot of that with pro teams. 3 players go one way, 1 person goes another way. It's like trying to clean stuff up. The thing here though is Envoy's able to get 1, and unfortunately he gets traded. And number 2 is able to get this gunfight. If Scrap doesn't trade this right away, this is gonna be really bad. So he trades it right away. But the guy on hill dies. Paco was even ready for this gunfight too. That's the unfortunate thing. He was ready for this gunfight, but Abizi just gets a huge kill on the backside. Because he gets this kill on the backside, so like let's say Paco had won this gunfight. Let's say number 2 is dead, Paco's still here. That means number 5 is already like truck willing to help and able to help number 8. You see what I'm saying? You see how 1 kill can completely change how a break happens? So this kill off of the other side. Why did this get thinner? This kill off of the, I would say the, what would you call it? Like the weak side of the break, because there's less people. The weak side of the break, him getting 1 and staying alive just for a little bit, as long as these guys trade out and can maybe even pressure the hill, that's good for FaZe. So even though Scrap gets a kill, they get this kill off time, but look at where they're spawning. They're still spawning close. That's the big thing with this hill though. Even though you might try and break, you still might have to get 2 waves if you don't have enough people like still alive to like help the spawns out. But look how hard this is. Like they have the hill, but they have no map pressure. That's the big thing with spawning close. But again, they have no map pressure. They don't have mid. They don't even have their back because they're spawning over here. So number 3 can hit this out and they would have to pick it up. They don't even have their front, like their guys on time have to literally lay low. They can't even chow or open themselves up because they're just gonna die. So they're just stuck here. So they're gonna spawn the back. Again, it's no map pressure, pretty much no chance. Like it's just your last resort. You're gonna try and win the gunfights, but it's very hard. Look at this route Paco takes. Look at number 6. Instead of, you know, head bashing going straight to the time or going straight towards short where number 1 can kill him, he takes an insane route around ammo to kill this guy. This guy is not expecting, like Draza is not expecting this. He's expecting this guy to come short. He even looks at his front because he knows number 7 spawned out as well. It's a good route by Paco. Fortunately, he doesn't get the second on time, but the rebreak is in. You'll see other types of routes like this. I don't know if you guys watch too much red card hardpoint, but you'll see, especially in a red card P3, like the garage hill, if you spawn in the back garage, I mean, this is flipped, so it's hard to kind of draw it out. I would draw it, let's say this is red card. Let's say this is P3. You know how you get the garage spawn? Sometimes you'll see people take a route outer towards like the P5, go through like the stands cut, and trying to kill the people that are holding like the Eskies. That's like the same idea, if that makes sense. The same type of concept of taking a longer route just to kind of guarantee a kill here. So now because they're able to re-break back on in, FaZe spawning the back, they're already towards new. Number 5 can help number 7 at old, but eventually they'll end up, you know, helping towards the P3 guys. You see number 5 is going to take a route instantly. Dan just chowing this side. I like the play. Scrap gets the one mid. They know they're all going to be spawning ammo. And now, off of old, they know they're all spawning ammo. Off of old, Envoy instantly, I mean, he goes mid initially, but he can instantly do, you know, a little lobby pinch. You'll see this a lot, especially, like, you know, especially if you have mid control, you're holding from this side, you're blocking the spawn. As long as you're blocking the spawn, you can let someone go rogue and do a pinch like this. Blocking the spawn is so important, though. I think I'll probably do another YouTube video of just specifically like blocking the spawns or just blocking in general, because it's such an important thing in this game specifically that, you know, anyone in rank play can figure out what the fuck it means, but to actually do it in situations and be able to calm, let's say if you're the one trying to go rogue and you want to, you know, get off your leash and run around, being able to calm like to someone to make sure that they have your block is very, very important. So unfortunately, Envoy doesn't get a kill there. That's pretty massive, because that now gives FaZe mid control without having anyone that got killed. But look at this route. Another route by Paco. Instead of taking the normal, okay, we're just going to go lobby route, try and kill the guy mid, he goes up the cat room, jumps out of the cat, and kills people that are not expecting them to take some type of route like this. This is something that, you know, Paco excels in, because he's going to take, he can take an insane route to try and get kills. He's very good at finding kills. I'll say that to the end of the day. He's very good at finding kills. No one in this situation, and I actually fuck with it heavy, because no one in the Atlanta FaZe team in this situation is probably going to be going cat and trying to deny this. And if they're trying to take mid control to try and push through, you know, they're not going to be looking. I mean, you can be looking at your cap, but it's like a hard thing to pick up, honestly. Does number 3 even turn for it? No, I don't think he's like expecting it. And then he gets a 2-piece for it. And stays alive for a little bit. Number 8, Dan calls he's spawning out. They know that they're going to be spawning parallel to him. All right. This is big. So Draza gets 2 on the hill. That means number 6 is last alive on their side. You'll see, you'll hear Scrap say, yo, we got to block, we got to block. Dan gets 1 kill on the hill because he spawned out ammo. But again, what FaZe is trying to do, especially at 77 to 195, you just got to get spawns for P4. So Paco gets 1 here, but instead of like holding the spawn, knowing that they're all going to be coming after him, he's just going to go and play for his team. Like this is still good 30 and they're up so much. This is something where you can play it a little bit differently because you're up so big. And you can kind of just play this time.
Let's actually sell and you went back to mid. It's simp. I don't know what he's doing. Nice. They're all white now. All should be white. Nice. White in the mid. Top white.
Paco is just running around here. These are huge kills. And they get the kill on Draza top art. That's massive because now there's only 1 guy left here. Paco's gonna run on him. Let's see if he gets this guy. If he gets this kill. And now the FaZe will spawn out. Huge kills. Dan actually makes a play by killing Draza over here. Draza dying there is actually pretty massive. But also like Paco getting the kill mid and getting this other kill is, again, mid kills dictate how you play the P3.
We should have run it down towards yellow. Behind me. That's him.
They realize they spawn out. They're going to be chilling here. They spawn on the back now too. And again, they know they're going to be coming, you know, 3 ways. But as a P4, you kind of just have to react to the pressure. So 1 guy's going to be coming from this, this trip side, P3 side, lobby side, cat. I guess you could call it palms. But most of the time, off of this old like this, they're going to be coming in these two ways. And probably one guy on that other side.
I have your left cross.
Now we have controlled situations. This is a big play by Envoy here. He pushes out dirt, meaning he's going to have the overextension for anyone trying to come out of the cat room. It's a very hard like angle to clear if you're coming out of the cat room, because not only do you have to worry about the possibility of if you know jump out cat and try and chow people like Top Art or anyone who might be on the statue, you have to basically look both ways because Envoy is going to be pushed out this other side. It's kind of like a crossfire almost. So Envoy getting pushed up in this corner, you know, it is a pretty common corner because now a lot of people are playing it, but he's still going to be very, very important in this situation. BZ ends up cutting towards the Art side because what they wanted to do was try and teamwork this guy Art first, get these kills, and probably just try and eventually block the spawn or something and get them to spawn out. Thing is, they're going to keep spawning here because no one's front side. If we look at what Envoy was able to do, he sees this last guy's, they call it U, I guess. So U is like their lobby. I actually like that call out. We probably would end up using this, but he knows Sim's here, so he can chow them. Dan ends up getting the kill because he's the one on hill. He can look at a time and see that. They still know this last guy's Art. Kill him. Again, super controlled now. It's so hard from FaZe's opportunities to break right now. Like, they have zero opportunities. They're trying everything to try and kill this guy Art, but there's so much on this side of the map that they need to worry about. It's kind of just fucked. Like, even though they get those 2 kills, they still have number 5 pushed out dirt and number 8 in hill that can still like help team shot. This will just be the end of the game. Like, last ditch effort, try and go from cat. Again, getting pushed out dirt like this is such a hard angle that you need to clear. And you know, LAT with a clean hard point on vault, 100-point club.